we're going to get started very shortly. Where am I? Okay. All right. So welcome to Timed Guided Writing Sprints. This is Candace Duff, your host, the book coach. We're going to get started right now. We're going to get started with our first sprint. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on. So get ready to start and go. Okay, stop. So tell me how that writing sprint went for you. And if you just joined us, my name is Candace Duff, your book coach. We're doing timed guided writing sprints. And we're doing 15 minutes on and 5 minutes off. And right now, we're in a 5-minute break. So we're just starting our 5-minute break and we just finished a sprint. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us. So who joined us? Where are you writing in from? Go ahead and let me know in the comments because I see a few people did join us. And for those of you who were with me on that last sprint, how did that last writing sprint go? For me, it was a little bit rough because I wasn't really ready. It was one of my first sprints. So, because I wasn't writing earlier today. So it was a little bit rough. And I expect that it will get better as we do more and more sprints. How did it go for you? Let me know in the comments. So I'm using this little thing, this Sony voice dictation recorder to dictate my book. And I like using this because it's separate from my phone, because you could also dictate on your phone just as easily, but it has more battery life. So I like using that for that purpose. And it holds quite a lot of stuff, actually, too. All right, so Jean said she did all right. It was a few pages long, long handle. Okay. Patty said she got in 343 words, but she's been writing for a couple of hours. You go, girl. You did good. She's typing, too, so that's perfect. Excellent, excellent. So who else joined us? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. Let me know where you're writing in from. I'm glad to see, though, that you two are doing really well with these sprints. All right, so we only have, oh, Erica says she's handwriting, and she's going to type it up later. Okay. To me, handwriting is a good way to stir my creativity. So that's always a good thing. We have 3 minutes left for our writing sprint, so we have to make sure we grab tea, grab water, whatever. Oh, so Patty, I did actually put the link for the Sony dictation recorder in, but on that last one, but I took a long time to do it. I'm sorry. I did it later that evening. So let me do it again. Let me just, but I know it's in yesterday's video. So if you find yesterday's video at the top, I put a line that said, this is a Sony voice recorder that I've been using during my writing sprints. And I put the link. I'm so sorry that took so long to put it in there. It should be right under the first paragraph. And I'll make sure that I put it in the details to this video as well. All right. Lucky for us, Amazon delivers pretty fast, huh? If you have Prime, 2 days or sometimes 1 day free delivery. So that's pretty much that's where I got it. I got mine from Amazon. Okay. So yesterday's video, if you click on more on the bottom, you'll see the details. Patty, you'll see like a whole bunch of stuff that I've written underneath the video, and the link will be right there. It'll be under the first paragraph. All right, so now we have 1 minute, 37 seconds before we have to start our next sprint. And make sure you got your water. I got tea here, green tea. What are you drinking? Let me know in the comments. Oh, Jean, you're writing by hand too. I didn't realize. And you got a few pages in. You're writing fast, even by hand, which is pretty cool. Oh, you meant to say longhand. Okay. All right. We got 1 minute till our next writing sprint. Ooh. See, I remember that about you, actually. You and I used to drink green tea when we were doing that 21-day book challenge. Patty, you said you're a green tea girl, too. I kind of remembered that about you. Yep, got my hot cup of green tea over here. All right. We're getting ready to start our next sprint in 38 seconds. Make sure you're ready. Okay. 26 seconds. Make sure you know what you're going to write about, where you left off, where you're going to start. I'm counting down. All right, we're at the 10-second mark. So I'm getting ready to cue this up. Get ready, get set, and go. Okay, time's up. Aha. How did that sprint go? That one went better for me. I think I'm starting to warm up. So I think that one went much better for me. How about you? Let me know in the comments. And it looks like we lost a few folks too. I don't know. Maybe they were new. So, oh, you said you did okay in the noisy slash distracting environment. Well, that's good because you're focused in. So that's a good thing. You know what? People think they need like total and utter silence in order to write. And the funny thing is, I grew up in a house with like 5 kids. So I never had that luxury. You know, my mother used to look for me because I'd be in the corner reading a book somewhere. She'd be like, Candace, where are you? Probably off in the corner somewhere reading the book. But yeah, I learned growing up in a house of 5 kids that, how to focus in and even when kids are wrestling in front of you on the floor. So how did the rest of you do with that sprint? How did that one go? Let me know in the comments. All right. So we have 3 minutes and 54 seconds left to our break. We're on a break right now. And we're going to be starting up our next sprint in 3 minutes, 47 seconds. So grab your water, grab your whatever you need to do in the next 3 minutes before we get started with our next sprint. Erica said, it's going well. She has several handwritten pages. Excellent. Yay. That's what I like to hear. All right. All right. So if you didn't answer this question yesterday, and maybe the 4 of you or the 5 of you already have, let me know what's the hardest thing that you face when it comes to writing a book. What's the hardest thing you face when it comes to writing a book? And then I have another question for this writing sprint session. And I think I'm going to ask you that during the next break. So I'm going to be asking you another poll type question during the next break. But if you didn't tell me yesterday, tell me today, what's the hardest thing you face? What's your biggest problem when it comes to writing a book? And by that, I mean writing or finishing a book. I know a number of you told me yesterday, so. All right, we got 2 minutes, 35 seconds left. The next time we sprint, it's going to be on Saturday. So after this, the next sprint's going to be on the weekend. And we're doing Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 3. So hopefully you can join me then too. That'll be great, or for at least one of those sessions. Jean says her biggest problem is focus. And Erica says that she struggles with her topic being too broad. It's true. A lot of us are really afraid to niche down. And we don't realize that when we really niche down, we really know like who we serve or what we want to say or what we want to talk about, that we're not really limiting ourselves. We're actually giving ourselves freedom to really go whole hog into that topic. And so Erica gave me a few of those. She said another problem she struggles with is trying to figure out who her audience is. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why you're having a hard time struggling with your topic being too broad. Because if you don't know your audiences, you don't know what they need, right? Something that I teach in a program I call the Bestseller Book Challenge. And I actually have the special in that challenge. It's only $1, believe it or not. I'm doing that just to get people into the program during, for this Black Friday celebration or whatever. But in the Bestseller Book Challenge, you'll find the link below this video when this video goes up. I actually teach you like how to find your ideal reader or your ideal target audience. And then I teach you how to find your ideal topic. And I give you a number of, exercises to do that really help you drill down on that. Because if you don't know who you're talking to, if you're trying to talk to everybody, then you're talking to nobody, right? And that's one of the main things that we learned. We learned that you need to know who your audience is, or you're not talking to anybody in particular. And when you are talking to somebody in particular, you can really reach them if you know like what their pain points are, what they're struggling with, what they need help with, what they want to learn about. And that really gives you the freedom and the ability to take off. So in that program, I teach you how to do that. I give you some exercises to help you do that. And that program is on sale. So Check it out. All right, so we have 7 seconds left, and we're getting ready to start our next challenge, our next sprint. All right, so get ready because I'm getting ready to go ahead and put the timer on. Ready, set, go. Okay, stop. So I need to ask you a question. When I put the timer on, can you hear me if I like cough or I don't know, put my coffee cup down or things like that? Or is it quiet? I just want to make sure. Let me know in the comments. Okay, good. It would be embarrassing, right? If I was coughing or something or whatever. When I thought I was on mute and disturbing people, I just wanted to make sure. All right. So Jean says slowly but surely she's getting there. Yes. Erica says it's quiet when the timer's on. Excellent, excellent. So how did that last sprint go? It went well for me. Haha. These books are coming along. I'm like, okay. Which is a good thing. I guess y'all sprinting with me is keeping me honest. So how did that last sprint go? And also, here's the question I want to ask you. So the question I want to ask you is, what is your biggest struggle during this pandemic, right? I mean, some people don't even think we're still in a pandemic, but what is your biggest struggle during this period of dealing with COVID-19? And the reason why I'm asking this is I was thinking about writing a book called How to Pivot During a Pandemic or something like that. But the pandemic is nearly over. And I was wondering if, that was something I still wanted to write about, whether it was still a pain point for people um, or not. So I think if I knew what your biggest struggle was, like some of you might be still out of work because you were in a certain industry and they haven't fully gotten back up to speed, or some of you might be struggling with, not wanting to go back into the office, or um, school might be opening and closing for your children, and that might be a struggle. So I was just kind of wondering. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to. It would just be helpful. Okay. So Erica says deciding her next steps career-wise. And that's really okay. That's something I was really going to address in that book. So that's a really interesting thing. You're like my perfect avatar. So she said she was laid off in the middle of the pandemic. Ooh. Yeah, a lot of companies laid people off or didn't fully get back up to speed or whatever. And some people have decided to change careers as a result of the pandemic. Some people decided they didn't want to keep doing what they were doing before. And since I'm also a career coach, I thought that might be an interesting book to write. You're laughing at me saying, you're my perfect avatar. I know, who says that? Hey, I'm crazy. I admit it. But thanks for answering. That really helps. So there are still people who are deciding what their next steps are going to be. And I think I could really help them. I know I made some pivots myself in my career. And sometimes you don't even have to change careers, right? It could be like within your career, like another pivot or something. All right. So being laid off in the middle of the pandemic prompted you to focus on finishing your book. It's true. I can see that. I could definitely see that. We got 2 minutes, 30 seconds until the next sprint. If anybody else wants to tell me, like what their struggle has been during the pandemic, their biggest struggle. And it has you revisiting how you want to promote your consulting business. All right. So you are definitely in a pivot situation. I get it. Okay. All right. We got 1 minute, 57 seconds until the next sprint. So the rest of you, how did that last sprint go? Was it better? Was it smoother? Did you get more done? Or were you struggling? Were you trying something new? Like, what's going on? Kind of curious. One minute, 33 seconds. If you want to grab some chocolate, I actually have a tiny piece of chocolate right here. Some dark chocolate. I'm trying to be good. You know, to pep you up, or you want some coffee, or you want some whatever, you better grab it now because you got 1 minute, 20 seconds until our next sprint. So if you're quickly outlining so you know where you left off or where you want to start, you should do that now. All right. So we're getting ready to start again in 1 minute with our time-guided writing sprints. Remember, we're doing 5 minutes off and 15 minutes on. And we're going to be starting soon. For those of you who are watching on the replay, when you see the clock, and I start at 15 minutes, that's when we're actually sprinting. So if you come back to watch this video later, or if you actually watch it on the replay, the clock, when it's timing down, that's when the sprint sessions are occurring, and that's why everything is silent. And then we chat, you know, in the 5-minute breaks. All right, 24 seconds, 23. This is your last chance to get everything ready, to make sure your outlines are next to you, to make sure you have your handy dandy, whatever you're dictating or writing on, nearby. And oops, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. All right, get ready, get set, and go. Okay, stop. How did that sprint go? I see that we lost some folks because their battery was running low and they were away from home, but they're going to be with us on Sunday. If you want a reminder of upcoming writing sprints and you haven't already done so, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so that you can be reminded when we have future live events, like writing sprints. And then we're having more on Saturday and Sunday. How did that last sprint go for you? I did another scene, so I'm excited. Have you ever written a character so vivid that even you didn't want to mess with them? Like even you didn't want to deal with them? I'm writing romantic suspense, and there's a mother character in here, sort of like the mother-in-law character, and she has such a strong personality. And sometimes I wonder if I should inflict that much conflict on my readers. Um, but you know what they say? They say inflict as much conflict as possible. It's the best thing for fiction. So I go ahead and do that. But I made that character so strong-willed and so like, yeah, and so crazy that sometimes even I don't want to deal with her. So Patty said that particular sprint was a little slower. Okay, and that happens. You either go really fast or you go slower, and it goes up and down throughout the day. So that's normal. So how did that last sprint go? Let me know. So for those of you who just joined us, we're doing 15-minute writing sprints. We're doing 5 minutes break and 15-minute sprints. And right now we're in a 5-minute break and we have 4 minutes and 18 seconds before our next sprint. So if you need to get ready, go ahead and grab your paper, your pen, your outline or whatever you have, your synopsis, grab a cup of tea or some coffee and be ready to start writing. Give a little sketch or something of what you're going to write next. Keep notes of where you left off so that you can hit the ground running. Jean, how did that, oh, she's not here with us anymore. Erica, how did that last sprint go? Let us know in the comments. So Patty, I know you write fiction sometimes. Do you sometimes write characters that are like bad guys or characters that have strong personalities? Let me know in the comments. Oh, good. So Erica said her last sprint went well. She said it went good. Excellent, excellent. All right, well, I have my water here, so grab your beverage of choice and get ready for our next sprint, which is going to be happening in 2 minutes, 56 seconds. So what do you have planned for the rest of the day? Are you planning on writing more or are you planning on doing something different? I have more writing to do since I have to do so much writing every day. The 2 hours that I spend with you all is a good chunk, but I might need 2 more hours just to make sure I get done with my goals. Which I have a crazy video on here on my channel called 3 Books in 30 Days. And if you watch that video, then you can see what my goals are for this Nanowrimo. Which I kind of gave it away, but I get more specific on it. So, and once you watch that video, you're going to say, that child is crazy, which is true. So Erica plans on continuing to write. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. All right, next sprint in 1 minute, 53 seconds. Haha. So Patty, are you planning on writing some more or are you going to do something different? I might change the venue though. I might, like, instead of writing in my living room, I might write in the bedroom, or I might go out on my balcony, or, do something different to write more. Kind of change the atmosphere a little bit. I kind of miss the days when I would go to like a coffee house and write, because that was a real change of atmosphere. All right. We're going to be writing again in 1 minute, 10 seconds to our next sprint, so get ready. So Patty says she do. She always tells herself the bad guy or girl thinks he or she is the main character. I like that. I like that a lot. Sometimes I make them so bad, I have to go back and make changes. Conflict is great, but tricky. I know. If you have a bad guy that's like too bad, that can also turn off your reader. For some reason, though, I write bad guys that people love to hate. It's kind of funny. And they have strong feelings. Like it always surprises me when I get a comment on one of my books. So Patty says, no more writing today for me. I paid my 4-hour dues. You go, girl. Whoa, 4 hours. Okay. That's what I will have done before the end of today. So that's good. That's really good. All right. So we're getting ready to start up again in 15 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All right. Get ready. Get set. And go. Okay, stop. Something happened and we lost internet briefly with the broadcast. And so when I came back to my computer while I was after dictating to come back to, I realized that the screen had gone blank. So I apologize for that. Don't know what's going on there. But we're going to take another 5-minute break, and then we're going to go ahead and start our last sprint of the day. So for those of you who are watching this during the replay, we're taking a 5-minute break now, because remember, we do 15 minutes on and 5 minutes off. So this is our 5-minute off period. And then we're going to do our final writing sprint. So go ahead and grab some water. I'm going to grab some water myself, or some coffee or some tea, and then get ready to do your next and last sprint. Okay? Be right back. Okay, grab my water. We have 4 minutes and 10 seconds before our next and last writing sprint of the day. And then we're going to have our last sprint. All right? So make sure you have your outline done. Make sure it's near you. Make sure you have your cast of characters if you need it. Make sure you know where you left off and where you want to start again. And have all that ready before you get ready to write. Sketch out like a little scene beat real quick so you know what's going to happen in the next scene. Because I always preach that the best way to be prepared to write a book and the best way to write a book fast is to know where you're going every step of the way. So you need to have some items to help you get started. And for me, that's always sketching out my next scene so that I know where I'm going. All right, we're going to be starting with our next writing sprint in 3 minutes and 3 seconds. It'll be our final writing sprint of the day, at least here during the live stream. I'm going to be sprinting more because I have more books to write and to get done before I get my 4 hours in for the day. So let me know in the comments what type of book you're writing. So are you writing fiction? Are you writing nonfiction? And what genre are you writing? I'm writing romantic suspense at this point. I'm going to be switching over to erotic romance at some point. But right now I'm writing romantic suspense. And I'm writing a holiday novella called Holiday Dreams that I plan to put out in December. So I self-publish my books, so I'm able to put them out when I'm ready, as opposed to when a publisher is ready. So that's one of the benefits of self-publishing. And I already have an editor lined up, an outside editor to edit my work, which is a good thing. So after I finish writing this book, I'm going to have to revise it, and get ready for outside editing. And then I'm going to have to get it to an outside editor and my outside editor typically turns my books around in 1 to 2 weeks. And then I make those final changes and then I can publish it. But I already have the cover lined up. I'm going to be putting it up on pre-order on Amazon. So things are ready to go. All right, we're going to be starting our next and final writing session in 1 minute and 15 seconds. So make sure you're ready to go. We're doing time-guided writing sprints. We're doing 15 minutes on and 5 minutes off. And we're in the remaining 56 seconds of a off period when we take a break. And we're getting ready to start our next and last writing sprint of this live stream session. Okay, now we're down to 30 seconds. And get ready for this last sprint. Get ready, get set, and go. Okay, stop. Thank you so much for joining us during these timed live guided writing sprints. And we're going to hold our next one on Saturday, November 13th, I believe that is, yes, and Sunday, November 14th, both from 1 to 3. If you want to be notified of future live timed guided writing sprints, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified of future videos as they drop and as of the live streams as they occur. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you during the next writing sprint, and you can go ahead and replay this one to do it by yourself if you need to. If you want to have a timer there, if you want to have some encouragement there. All right, take care. Bye-bye. And keep writing.